Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm sure everybody that does bonsai has got a couple of trees like this and that have just been neglected, left somewhere in the garden and forgotten about. As you can see, this one was well and truly forgotten about for the last few years. It's still alive, but as you can see it's absolutely overgrown with weeds, liverwort. It's got everything, nettles, grass, the whole lot. It's got wire that's been biting in pretty badly in places, dead branches, the whole lot. So I'm going to give it a bit of a revamp. I've probably had this tree 4 years now, probably at least. Judging by the wiring, I've had it quite a while back in the day when I wasn't the best at the wiring. So we'll clean it out. First thing we need to do is clean out this part of weeds. I prefer not to repot it if I don't have to this time of year. I'll leave it in this part, I would say, hopefully, but it depends how much. We'll have to see, because by the time I pull out all these weeds, if it's so thick in weeds that I can't even, clean out the roots a bit, then I don't know, we'll have to see. So it might just be one big mass of weeds now at this stage. It's a nice little part. It's a cement part with like a slate kind of effect on the side of it. You can see there at the back. This the front. It's got some nice moss growing over it. Probably end up having to take all that off now as well, but I'm sure it'll grow back. Okay, so first job, we'll get all the weeds out and then we'll look at the tree. So, weeds. Let's get some tweezers. First thing I'll do anyway is get rid of these nettles, because they've already got me a couple of times just by bringing it in. That's been in this pot for so long and the weeds have just completely taken over. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to separate the weeds from the roots of the tree at this stage. It might be a thing of having to repot it, emergency repot. I'd rather not, if I can help it. I see the whole tree and everything is lifting when I'm pulling up the weeds. The whole thing is just solid. Now it's managed to survive because I can't see much water getting in through all this liverwort on the top. It's been rooting out into it. See all them tiny fine roots all around the tree. Maybe I'll take it out the pot, it might be easier if I get it out the pot to kind of pull the weeds off it. It's only got one drainage hole, you see it's tied through to one piece of wire there. So actually snip that off, we pull it out the pot all together. Might get some leverage in on the roots, this big piece of grass here. Out now. Okay, so I'll clean it off and then we'll come back. Okay, so I'm going to clean it off, and as you can see, I would say it's probably been longer. I've had this tree, I'd say I've had this tree since I very started doing bonsai, maybe at least 6 years ago, I would say. I haven't even cleaned off the compost from its original potting mix. It desperately needs to be cleaned off the roots, but I don't think I'm going to do it now. I'm going to wait until the spring and I'll take it out, because it actually needs cutting straight through there with a saw, and it's just solid and the roots are all winding round and stuff, so it needs chopping through there and letting all these kind of finer roots grow. But I don't think I should do that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to repot it, leave it as is. I'm not going to put it back in that cement pot. It's only got one drainage hole in it, and I think the cement is holding too much moisture, keeping it too wet, and with this compost on it as is, it's already, in a bad state, too wet. So what I'm going to do is put that wire in there so I can pull that out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into a deeper pot. I've got this old pot here, a bit dirty, but it'll do for this job. And I think that it'll be a bit deeper, and it has a couple of big drainage holes in it and some big wire holes. I'm probably not going to bother tying it in. I don't think it's going to fall over. Yeah, so I'll repot it in this, and then we'll have a look at doing a bit of clean up on the top. So just get some mesh first. One piece to cover all the 4 holes, or 6 holes, sorry, 2 big ones, 4 small ones. Again, I'm just going to use recycled soil. I'm not going to use my good stuff for this. Base layer down, thin base layer. I want this to be buried as deep as I can in the pot. I haven't really done anything to the roots, so it should be okay. All I've done is clean out all the weeds from around it. This is literally just going to be a kind of temporary repot into this pot for now. In the spring we'll take it out, we'll give the roots a good sorting out, and hopefully we can do something a bit better with it. Again, if this was one of my good trees, I wouldn't be even bother doing this with it. I would just leave it until the spring. But it was just one that's been neglected for years. So I'm just going to quickly slip past it into this pot. Give it some fresher soil. Get rid of all them weeds competing with it. Might help it a bit. Okay, so it's pretty firm now in the pot. So my next job is going to be dewire the tree. And there's a lot of wire on it, so we can get rid of all that. And then we'll have a look at styling it. And I'm thinking of taking off this top. I think we don't need this top on it. Or we could bring it down. We'll see what I think. Maybe get rid of that. Okay, so I'll work on getting rid of all the wire off it, and then we'll come and have a look at it. Okay, I'm on to my last piece of wire now. When you're dewiring the tree, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. You can either unwind it, the wire off, And if you are unwinding it, always start at the outside of the branch and work your way in, so that you can hold the branch and work this way. If you start inside and work your way out, there's a chance you'll rip the branch off. So you can just wind it like that, or you can just come in and just snip it like that, and the wire then will just fall off in pieces. And like that, it all depends. Sometimes you might find if it's really bedded in, it's easier to carefully unwind it. Again, try not to damage the bark too much, rather than trying to get your snips in to cut it. Okay, so it's all dewired now anyway. So now I have to decide on what I want to do with the tree. Do I want to keep this top piece up here? I actually think it'd be better without it. The only problem is I will have a hole here, and I'll have this kind of funny branch coming off at an angle. There's nothing, ideally if I had a branch on here still, I could chop it back to here. And the other only thing I could do is take it off and leave it as a piece of dead wood, just so that that branch looks like it's not just a kind of a weird thing coming out the side. Yeah, it's a hard decision. If I was to reduce it a couple of branches, but I still think it's too high, I definitely think the tree would look better without it. So I'm going to take it, but what I'll do is I'll just tune it for now, and then we'll make a decision on whether we want to keep it in the future or not. So just chop all the branches back. You see up here the deadwood, if you can see that, was where it was dead. The wire was really biting up here, the worst. So we'll just take this off, and like that we can always, if we don't like it, we can remove it in the future. Might as well gin it for now, and then we'll make a decision on it. Just crush the bark like that, and it'll just peel off nice and easily. I don't want to go on this side all the way down to that branch. Just do like a tear at the back here, just to make it a bit more natural looking than just having it a straight cut across. I like to just tear it slightly down. It just gives it a bit more natural look, like it's been ripped off. Okay, so I've just got that little piece of dead wood there, which I don't mind, it's got a little bit of character to it. Now, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go through the tree, cleaning off any dead bits, any dead stubs, things like that. The tree is quite, well, I wouldn't say weak, but it's not the healthiest in the world. Hopefully after this work it will start coming back to life a bit, strengthening up. Brown, take out, just to clean it up a bit. A bit funny. Stubs, this branch here is probably a bit weak, and reduce that one right back there. cleaning out anything I can see is weak, or any stubs and stuff, and then we'll have a look at, see, do we want to do a bit of designing on it or what we want to do. There, we'll take that one out. Dead. Dead stuff in that branch, we'll take that off. That's on it. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got now to work with. Bottom branch is okay. Back branch. It's okay. And this branch here. That's kind of not too bad either. Take that branch off there and put it straight up. I don't know if I'm going to do any styling on it today actually. I might just let it recover and see, because we might end up losing a couple of branches after this work, so we don't want to, we'll take out some of these weaker ones. We don't want to cut off a good branch and then find that the branch that we kept dies, so we'll just let it recuperate. Adjust some of these down a little bit. So here we go. This one's actually grown out a bit too long. I'm going to take that one off. These could be wired down at a late stage. Okay, so it's not looking too bad now. Like I said, we'll let it recover, and then we'll when we see it's growing good, and maybe then we'll come in and put a bit of wire on it, wire some of these branches where we want them. Yeah. There's a back branch. Yeah, so we'll just give it a feed in. It's definitely looking a little bit better now. I think it will be a bit healthy without all them weeds. We'll give it some food and hopefully it'll survive, and we will in the spring definitely do a big job on these roots, because they're not great like that. A solid wet ball. Okay, so that was just a short one, guys. A little rescue of a hinoki in the bend, neglected hinoki. So I'll put it out back on the bench. We call this video done. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.